What does that even mean, Bowers Game Corner?
Hi there, YouTube! I'm back again today for another game review. Today I'm very excited to check out Splendor from Space Cowboys. This is for 2 to 4 players, age is 10 plus, and it'll take you about 30 minutes to play. And in Splendor, you are going to be playing as, I don't know, you're a guy who likes gems a lot. You're a gem dealer or something, and you're trying to get nobles, or I don't know, who knows. It is a game where you're going to be trying to acquire gems, to acquire cards, to acquire victory points, and the person who gets the most victory points is going to win. Doesn't sound exciting, but trust me, it's really good. Let's open it up and check it out. Alright then, we're going to take a look at what you're going to get inside of Splendor. So first and foremost, we have our handy-dandy rule sheet. It is 2 pages, double-sided, full color, full of pictures, illustrations, examples. It's a very, very well-done rule booklet. It's a very simple game. Well-done rule booklet, though. Big thumbs up on that. So in this game, what are you going to be doing? You are going to be acquiring chips in order to acquire cards, in order to acquire 15 points. You can pretty much strip away the theme. And also, I can pretty much teach you how to play the game right now because it is a very simple game to play. So we'll go over the components, and then we'll get into the gameplay. So the first component you're going to notice are these chips over here. And these are really, really nice, thick, sturdy chips. I actually have some promo chips here, which are a little bit translucent, but even in the base game, the chips are still extremely nice. But the chips are going to come in 6 different colors, which will be red, white, black, blue, green, and gold, which will count as a wild chip. And I'll tell you a little bit more about those in a minute. Next, you're going to get these nobile tiles, which, as you can see, you're going to have a different number set up depending on how many players you are playing with, between 2 and 4. But these are all going to have different numbers on them over to the side right here. So this is how many victory points it will get you when you acquire it, and this is what you need to get to acquire it. Now, these don't mean 3 green gems, 3 blue gems, and 3 red gems. That means you're going to need that many cards of that type. So this would be a red gem card right here. So if you had this, you would be, you would be 1/9 of the way to acquiring this tile right here, because you need 3 of those cards, 3 blue cards, and 3 green cards. But when you can do that on your turn, this guy will come over to you and he will get you 3 points, which is obviously a good thing to do because it's going to help you win points. Win the game, I should say. Now, next you're going to get cards, and more cards. And there's 3 cards here. You got the green cards, which are the level 1 cards, the yellow cards, which are the level 2 cards, and then the blue cards, which are the level 3 cards. You're going to have them stacked up like this. Now, the bottom level, the green ones, are going to be easier to acquire, but most of them aren't going to give you victory points. As you can see, this one is not going to give you any victory points because it doesn't have a number right there. Whereas this one over here, which is going to be a little bit harder to acquire because it's going to require 4 black chips, is going to gain you 1 victory point. As I mentioned, 15 points is how you're going to win the game. So, as you progress upward, they're going to give you more points, but they're also going to require a lot more. So up at the top, as you can see, this one's going to require 10 gems, but it's going to give you 5 victory points, which is, you know, one-third of winning the game. So, now I will show you how the game is played. It's a very simple game. On your turn, you're going to have a couple different actions you can do. The main one you're going to be doing is you're going to be acquiring 3 gems from over here. But the catch is they have to be from 3 different piles. You can't say red, red, white. You would have to say red, white, black, or something like that. So let's look at what we got down here. And if I'm going first, I would probably say, you know what? I'm probably going to go for this one because it's only going to cost me 3 gems. So I will take blue, I will take a green, and then I am going to take a third one, which I will go ahead and take, we'll just take a white. Why not? So I've acquired 3 gems right there, and now my turn would be over, and next would be the next player's turn, and everyone would go around, and then it would come back to my turn. And once again, since I can't purchase any of these cards right here, since all I have is a blue, a green, and a white, I would acquire more gems. So there is another option I could do, though, if I wanted to. So if I'm worried that someone might potentially steal this card, what I can do is I can reserve the card. Now, when you reserve the card, you take the card, you put it face down in front of you, like this, and then you are going to acquire one of these gold gems, which will count as a wild. But that's all you get to do on your turn. You get 1 gem, and you reserve 1 card, which means no one else is going to be taken. Right now, it probably isn't the most ideal move, but hey, we'll just start off so you can see exactly how that's going to do. Now, you can acquire any of these at all. So if I wanted to take this one way up here and just plan on building my way up to it in order to get 5 points, I could do that. Also, if that's something that you want to do, but you don't like any of the cards out here, you can randomly draw one from the top of these piles and reserve it, but that is a wild card move. It's won me a couple games, though, doing it. So if you're in a little bit of a rut, then that is something that you can potentially do. So let's just continue onward. I reserved this card right here, and right now I could build it. However, I've already taken my 1 action this turn, so I can't do anything for the rest of this turn, so play would continue onward. So now I get to my next turn, I look around at the board, and I say, man, what do I want to do here? So the thing I probably would do is I'd probably build this. So I need 2 blues and 1 green in order to do that, and luckily I have a blue, a green, and then a wild. So I would turn these in. I no longer have these, but then I would put this right in front of me, which now means that I now have a red gem that I can use whenever I want. So technically, I would only need 1 red gem in order to get this. So play would continue, and I would say, all right, what am I going to do on my next turn? I might go red, blue, and then we'll just take black. Why not? So this is what you would continue to do this. You would continue to acquire cards, doing this, eventually moving your way up, getting more expensive stuff. Until the point, there will become a point where you're just able to acquire free cards. Well, you'll have so many cards down here that you'll be like, all right, I have 3 green, 3 blue, 3 red, 2 black, 1 white. You'll be like, oh, I can get this card for free. And if that's the case, boom, you just grab the card, and it is yours for free. You don't have to spend any of your gems on it. But anywho, you're going to continue to do this until someone has acquired 15 points. Once someone has 15 points, everyone is going to make sure they've had the same amount of turns. So if the person that started the game ends the game, then everyone else will get 1 more turn. Whereas if the person that went last ends the game, then no one gets any more turns. Whoever has the most victory points at the end is going to be the winner. If there is a tie, which, you know, is a problem, there could definitely be a tie, and I've played in a lot of games that have ties, since you only go up to 15 points, but obviously you can go over that. What happens is, whoever has the fewest of these cards down here is going to be the winner of the game. But that, in a nutshell, is how Splendor is played. One more big rule I forgot to mention, I feel like I should mention, is that you can only have 10 gems in front of you at a time. So you can't just hoard gems. And what's going to happen is, if all the white gems are gone, well, then you can't get white gems until someone spends them. But that is just a little rules addendum that I did want to mention. But that, in a nutshell, is how the game is played.
Dokery, Splendor from Space Cowboys. What are my final thoughts? Let's go over the pros, let's go over the cons. First, on the con side, the game's not going to be for everybody for a variety of different reasons. 2 to 4 players, it's got a very limited player count, which is not going to be better for people with a bigger gaming group. Also, the theme is completely non-existent. You're a guy doing something with gems, blah, 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 blah. You're acquiring gems to get victory points. That's pretty much how this game plays out. So if you really like a deep thematic theme, might not be for you. Also, this is on the gateway side of things. This is a very, very simple game to learn and to understand. So if you like meatier games with much more choices and veering paths and all sorts of different things going on, it might not be for you. Also, you know, that's all I got. Nothing. That's the con. Let's move on to the pros. Splendor is fantastic. I'll just put it that way. You've probably heard good things about this game. They're all true. This is an absolutely outstanding game from top to bottom. Great rules, great components, great box insert, even though mine's broken. Tier. I mean, just everything about this game is top notch. So what makes this game so good? And I'll tell you exactly what that is. And the first thing is, it's perfect as a gateway game. It is perfect as a family game. And it's good enough that even on a game night, this is going to get laughed at. Like, you get a lot of these games that are family weight games / gateway games. People are like, I don't want to play that on a game night. I want to play something meatier in depth. And this is so good that it transcends above that. Splendor! God, this is a good game. You know, I instantly... I played this and I was like, wow, that's really, really good. And I played it more and I was like, wow, it's really, really good. And I've yet to get tired of it. We're like 40, 50 games into this, and it's just so good. I got an app on my phone that I just play all the time. And just fantastic game. Highly recommend Splendor. It's going to be in my top 40 games of all time, and it should be in your collection. This is a chameleon. It fits just about any situation. You worried about being too confusing for Grandma Lil? Guess what? This game won't do that. It just fits every situation. Splendor from Space Cowboys is a must-own game if you play with 2 to 4 players on a routine basis. Absolutely spectacular. Be sure to check it out. It deserves all the hype that it has got. If you enjoyed this review, please be sure to click on the subscribe button down below. And in the comments below, let me know, have you played Splendor? Do you agree with everyone that it's fantastic? Or do you like being the odd duck who says no? And tell me why you think it's not that good. I would personally like to hear that. But as always, thanks for your time, YouTube.
That was the review for Splendor. For more reviews and previews, check back at Bauer's Game Corner.